big up.
Block the music because I get copyrighted on it. Excess of copyrighted material are allowed for teaching and demonstration. So Michael Jackson is literally showing you at this stage just about here, right here. If the world was turning at 1,000 miles an hour, this is what everything would look like. Smoke would be passing you, air would be passing you, the clouds would be passing you. Look, he's showing you. Everybody would be clinging on for dear life if you were spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. But there it is. He's showing you in plain sight that you're not spinning. Eminem said, snap back to reality. I was playing in the beginning.
One opportunity.
Weak on up, but the words won't go. He's so mad, but that's when it's back to the left. Never let it go. You only get one shot. So stagnant, he knows how. Everybody's joking now.
Overblown. There. Snap back to reality. Oops, there goes gravity. So when people tell me it's just a coincidence, it's not. They literally have to tell you the truth. They literally have to tell you the truth that you're being lied to, and they mock you in songs. The amount of kids and adults that must sing that line when they hear that song, because it's the first line of the song when the song opens up into a proper rap song, instead of him narrating his life. He's telling you the truth. The very first sentence of his song is telling you, snap back to reality. Oops, there goes gravity. When you snap back to reality. And that's exactly what I did. I had that snap back to reality. I realised I wasn't spinning. Earth, spin, flat earth. See if we can bring up the right pictures. Why are you not showing me that picture I'm looking for? Oh, this will do. We can go along with this. So, on the equator, the speed is 1,000 miles an hour, but up where I live in England, the speed's only 750 miles an hour, and up there it's even slower on the top of the ball and the bottom of the ball. So you get this idea that the actual speed is only in the centre on the equator line, the equatorial line. Up here it's 750. So by this demonstration that they're giving me, if I bought gold here at 750, an ounce of gold, when I get to there, 250 miles an hour stronger, because gravity is stronger by 250 miles an hour, my gold's got to be heavier. It's got to be, by that rationale. Same in the south. Buy it in the south, sell it in the middle. That's what would happen if the world was spinning. People who bought in weights and measures would buy in the north and south and sell in the middle. That's what would happen, folks. They say that we're spinning west to east at 1,000 miles an hour. So if the planet's moving, just spinning, that means the countries are turning on their own, right? If I was in an helicopter in America, I could just go straight up from where I was parked. Doesn't matter whether I was in New York or California or down in Texas. It doesn't matter. If I flew upwards and let the world spin at 1,000 miles an hour, 3 hours later, I'd be in Japan just by hovering, because the country's left below me and going this way, and the next country round the side of the ball is coming towards me at 1,000 miles an hour. Makes no sense, right? Fly upwards, then have to fly to destination. Same with planes. The average plane flies at 550 miles an hour. If the world is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, the average plane, let's say it's coming from Japan to America, the other way, it's coming from around the ball. to this country. This country is moving away from it at 1,000 miles an hour, and the plane's only doing 550 miles an hour. That means the plane cannot catch its target. What that actually means is all planes would have to fly east to west this way, and that way the countries would spin around at 1,000 miles an hour towards them. They'd be doing 500 miles an hour. The combined speed is 1,500 miles an hour, meaning you could travel at the speed of Concorde without being in Concorde. And again, you cannot show me water sticking to a ball, especially a spinning ball. As we've just seen what happened to the young boys on the roundabout, if I was to pour water on this ball, firstly it would just roll off. Beads of it may remain on the ball, but the water's just going to roll off. That's a basic fact. Water finds level. If it was spinning, then the water would fly off. It wouldn't just fall down. It would fly outwards. It would be centripetally spun outwards. Yet again, we're still being lied to about the spinning ball. Earth. What other fact do we like about gravity? Well, there is no facts, but the fact's that it's a lie. What do I like? Oh, there you go, look. There's exactly what I was explaining to you. Look, they're doing it 750 miles an hour in England and New York. But on the equator, they're doing 1,600 miles an hour. 1,600 kilometres an hour, sorry. It's lies. It's absolute lies. Oh, yeah, whilst we're on this one. So, I live on a ball. Daylight's on one side of the ball, and the other side is in darkness. In the world they taught us. Okay, in reality, I live on that, where the sun only lights a part of the earth and the sun spins around me. I don't spin around the sun, otherwise I'd be dizzy. Creating night and day over 24 hours at 1,000, if the sun's moving at 1,000 miles an hour, around a plate that's 25,000 kilometres in circumference, then that would equal 1,000 miles an hour. We're looking at the dark side and the sunny side of Earth. So in the ball version, this is beautiful. In the ball version, the sun has got to be opposite the moon for you to get a full moon. Do you understand this? If the moon's here, you can't get a full moon. If the moon's there, you're definitely not getting a full moon. You can't even get a full moon here. It has to be 180 degrees opposite the sun for you to be able to see a full moon. So it would be midday here, and it would be midnight there, 12 hours apart. That's 180 degrees, right? Can't miss it. So if we look at the solar system real quickly, Mercury, Venus, flat Earth. See if we can get the right pictures to come up. Observing Mercury and Venus, which we've all done. Venus is the, what do they call it? The morning star, Lucifer. Even though Satan is meant to be Saturn, why is Venus the morning star when Saturn is meant to be Saturn? But this is the point we're about to make. Dark and side. What we just showed you there, look. The sun has to be opposite the moon exactly to cause a full moon. Bink. I quite like that one. I'd like a better one. Which one can I really show it on? There, that's nice. I think that's nice enough, yeah. That's funny. Oh yeah, it's a flat earth one. So, here's the sun. And as we've already said, the moon, that's the moon going around the earth, I guess. The flat earth. The moon would have to be opposite the sun. So it would be daylight on this side of the earth and night time on that side of the earth. Let's get a better... that'll do. It's still got a flat earth in the middle though. That'll do though. Okay, so the sun's up here. We can't see the sun, but the sun is up there, which means the moon would have to be in this position here to be a full moon. You do get that, right? Just like in this picture. It would have to be opposite 180 degrees to get a full moon in their version of this. But I've got a problem. If the sun's here and this is daylight and we look towards the sun, we can't see stars and planets in daylight, can we? We know we can't. We just see the sun. Sometimes we see the moon, and that's another proof of the Earth's flat. But the sunlight is coming this way towards Earth on a ball. I really want a ball. Let me wait a second. That'll do. No, it won't. I want them in concentric circles. There. That's nice. That's the one we'll use. Right. So the moon has to be on that side of the Earth because the Earth's divided night and day. Looking at the sun this side, that's daytime. And if you're looking away from the sun, that's nighttime. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? So the moon has to be exactly 180 degrees. It'll be here to get a full moon. You got that? But here's your big old quandary. And this is the best. I think this is one of the best ones that prove that the Earth is flat. How can I see Mercury and Venus if that's the daytime sky? I have to look this way into the nighttime sky to see Mercury and Venus. The only problem is Mercury and Venus are never in this fourth. They have to be where Mars is. For me to be able to see them on a night time, all night. You've seen times all night long, passing through the night sky with the moon, right? How is it possible that these two planets have changed their orbits into the nighttime sky? This circle, not the first two circles. We're the third circle. Mars is the fourth circle. These two planets would have to get into this position for us to see them. But yet, if I punch in Venus, Mercury, night. What's wrong with that? That's weird. Venus, night, P900. It doesn't even look like a star, does it? When you zoom in on it with a P900 like that, it doesn't even look like one. Bright eyes, burning like fire. I want you to notice that the stars and the moon travel at the same speed. Look, 2,000 miles an hour, or whatever it is. I want you to notice they travel at the same speed. Look, watch. They move at the same speed. The whole firmament moves at the same speed. What it is looking at the stars at night, you cannot see Venus and Mercury at night time because they're in the wrong orbits. It's pretty simple to understand, isn't it? Let's go back. Let's go back. Oh, stars. Let's cover stars quickly. Zooming in with a P900. Let's go P1000. The best one. Stars. And open it up. So, images. Stars are not what you think they are. They could be sonoluminescence. That's sound in water. A star in a jar. This is what they look like under a decent camera. They literally look like church windows. They literally look like church windows. Cymatics, sound in water, frequency and sound. That's what they look like. They look nothing like what NASA show us. That is what different stars look like when you look under the telescope. When you zoom in on Saturn, that's what you see, like that. Same with Jupiter, and you can see 4 moons, or at least 4 bright objects around Jupiter. These are the wandering stars, not the stars. So they look slightly different. Mars does. But these are what all the other stars... All the stars that move with the moon look like this. Okay. So, you zoom in on a star like this, and there's just one problem. We're just going to go straight to stars now. This. So let's just say we zoom in on that star there. When we zoom in on it, all those other stars in the background should still be in view. You can't just zoom in on one star because the rest of the universe is behind it. If you're telling me that I can see these objects from light years away, light years, we're not, right? The human eyeball is only 1 inch big. Right? It cannot see 1,000 miles. It can't. You cannot see 1,000. There isn't a telescope on Earth that can see 1,000 miles. Not one. Even though the Earth's flat, you cannot see from England to America with any telescope. Because telescopes don't see that far. Which means the human eyeball can't see that far. Which means the stars are real close to me. Within my field of view. My field of vision. Okay? Because I can see them. But if I was to zoom in on one with a P900, I could never get black sky behind it because the rest of the universe is there. If I can see all of these light years away, then I zoom in on that one, then I'm going to see all the other ones behind it. You do understand what I'm saying, right? You cannot get this single shot of a single star the way we do if they were that far away. Because I would be able to see the rest of the universe behind your star when I zoomed in on it. The rest of the universe has got to come into magnification. If I can see millions and light years to this one, then I can see 1,000,000 more behind it. So easy, so simple. And you know that you can't see 1,000,000 miles. You can't see 1,000 miles. But yet you can see this with the naked eye. I wear glasses and I can still... Well, I've never seen the Milky Way, but I still see stars at night. But I've never seen the sky like that, ever. I haven't, not where I live. It's more peppered. I've never looked up and seen that, ever, 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 ever. I've never looked up and seen that, ever, 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 ever. I think the only place you can see visions like that is inside the Milky Way. At certain points, on the equator, the sky looks like this. But where I am in the north, it doesn't look like that. I've never seen the sky look like that. I've never thought, look at all those millions of stars. Never thought that. And all the pictures they show us are just CGI. Never once has NASA filmed an eclipse in space from the space station or any of the satellites. You'd think the best place to see an eclipse would be from a satellite or from Hubble telescope, right? It would. Why can't it just turn Hubble round and show us an eclipse in space? Because there are no eclipses, as you believe they happen. The meteor storms, I can only imagine that it's a natural spectacle by God. Maybe it's as the firmament sheds its old skin at certain times of the year, bits of it fall off. Got no idea. Maybe they're throwing them out of aeroplanes. I've still got no idea. Where was we going? I forgot. It was something to do with stars. Dang it. It was a good point. Stars. Can't remember. But that's more... No, not even that's too busy for my sky. My sky doesn't look like that. I get like peppered bit. I don't get it absolutely sprayed all over the sky like that. As if I can't remember what it was. It was something to do with stars. Dang it, I should have opened the window as soon as I had the thought. Okay. So, perspective. Let's have a quick look at perspective. So when looking at the human field of view, it has a vanishing point, folks. Okay? God gave you a brain and he wants you to think for yourself, have your own ideas, not listen to someone else. And perspective has a lot to do with this. Okay? This person's seeing the number 6 and this person's seeing the number 9. Okay? Now, if you apply this to the sky above you, that explains why you have stars going one way to one person and stars going another way to another. It also explains the rabbit on the moon. Rabbit, moon. Did I miss a B? I think I did. Rabbit on the moon. There we go. So, allegedly, there's a rabbit on the moon. That's not the way I look at it. I just look at it that one. That's a very strange way of looking at the rabbit. That's not the rabbit I was told to look for. Yeah, that definitely isn't. It was just the bunny. It was the head and the ears. This bit here, that bit to me was the rabbit. But apparently it's a whole bunny now. I've never seen that picture before. But either way, it doesn't matter. Because this is the way it works. The same way as looking down, he sees a 6 and he sees a 9. When looking up, it's the same as above, so below. It's exactly the same. You do get it right. So, when looking up at the moon from England, the rabbit's at the top here, the head. Yeah, you see the nose and the body, and there's the bushy tail. But if you was looking from Australia, that rabbit would be upside down. Just the way this is, 6 and 9. It's perspective, because the moon's above us. And if I'm looking from this angle, I will see that. But if you're looking from that angle, you'll see an upside down version of it. Just like the 6 and the 9. Makes them look like fools is what it does. So, the moon only turns one way. It only turns clockwise. And you can only see this side of it. No one has ever seen the dark side of the moon. Somehow, in that reasoning of spinning round in galaxies and all the rest of it, somehow the moon isn't spinning, it's rolling like a wheel. And it only shows us this side of the moon. It never shows us that side of the moon, ever. We've never, ever seen a moon, seen our moon get impacted by one of these giant meteors, allegedly, right, that caused these craters on the moon. I'm 50 years old and NASA's never shown me that yet. It's like turning the Hubble Space Telescope around and showing me Earth. Showing me eclipse. Oh, that's what we was going after, the eclipse. As if you didn't remind me, you tossers. We're going after the eclipse. So, it's never been filmed from a satellite or the space station or any of that. Eclipse on airplane. Now, oh, I forgot to mention. Moon landing. Images. You can look at any of these images. Your first question you got to ask is, why are the shadows wrong? But why is the flag waving in nothing? It's impossible. Don't tell me there were solar winds and all this bollocks. The flag should be straight outwards. It shouldn't be waving in the wind. That's your first pointer. But the point I'm about to show you, and you got to ask yourself, if he's on the moon, firstly, why is it grey? That's not what the moon looks like. Let's just bring up a picture of the moon. Moon glow. Remember, the moon glows. It glows. It literally glows. You want me to believe that moon there is the same as that moon there? You've got to be joking. The moon literally glows. It is its own light. But you want me to believe that sunlight is travelling all the way across space, lighting the moon, and then the moonlight that's lit by the sun is coming back to the earth. That's what you want me to believe. You're an idiot. I'd sooner believe the law of gravity. The theory, you pricks. I'd sooner believe the theory of gravity over that shite. light bends. Shut up. And there were many different coloured moons. There were strawberry moons, pink moons, blue moons. There's a purple moon, a black moon, a green moon. There were lots of different coloured moons. But the point is, the original colour is one that glows and lights seawater. It actually lights the earth. Not the way the sun does, but it does light the earth. Let's go back. We're looking at the moon. So, there are no stars in space. Okay? Where's the universe gone? We just looked at pictures of the universe. No, not that one. Stars. Flat earth spin. No, stars. There we go. Where's the universe? Right? Let's have a quick look. There's the universe. Well, allegedly. There's the universe. Where is the universe? Well, show me. Show me. Because you can't. Stars don't exist. It's an optical illusion. You can only see them from Earth. The minute you get up above 6 miles, all stars disappear. If you could get above the sun and moon may also disappear. I don't know. I've got no idea. But I can tell you that there are no stars in space. None at all. As if that's not filmed in a studio. How did that get to the moon? Oh, we'll get to that in a minute. Stars in space. There aren't any. Eclipse from an airplane. Video. Is that the right one?
A wrap on one of the most...
Shut up. The greatest American eclipse. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, shut up. That's not good. That's not what I'm looking for. That's the one I'm looking for. No. Yeah, flight from Austin to... That might be the one I'm looking for. Right, here we go. From an airplane. Is that good enough quality? Let's turn that right up. 1080p. I hope this is the video, not pictures. It's bloody pictures. I want the video. Is that the right one? Anytime today adverts. There we go. Solar eclipse. I don't know if this is the right video. Is it clear enough? Is it in 1080p? Right, we're in night time. For all you space addicts, you astrologers, where's the stars? Why can I not see any stars in space? How come I can only see a moon? I see a moon and a sun. Where's the stars? Where's the universe gone? I'm only on an aeroplane. Where has my universe gone? If I live on a spinning ball and I'm surrounded by millions upon millions upon billions upon trillions of stars, where's my universe gone? Where is my universe? That's still not the one I'm looking for. It's a real nice one. Where is it? That's it. That's my bad boy right there. You're an FTM. Look at the big open eye sockets, the flat forehead, widest in the hairline, high set ears, no cheekbones, rounded jawbone, no trachea, short sloping shoulders. Let's speed up to the moment of impact on this. Are you going to show me it or not? There we go. Why are they showing us it from an aeroplane and not from space? That's the question. David Copperfield. Ah, David Copperfield. Of all the people to be showing this to, it's a magician. They're telling you it's a magic trick. That's still not a video I'm looking for. Right, eclipse on an airplane, flat earth, that'll find it. Why can I not find this video? It used to be everywhere. Solar eclipse. Put solar eclipse in once again. solar eclipse. You're still not going to give me... You're winding me up. Right, we'll just go to images. Images. Give me the images. I saw it on the images anyway. There. Where's the universe? Where is the universe? It's pretty simple. There isn't one. There are no stars in space. Are we done? Do you get it yet? There's just the sun and the moon. The rest of it was put there for signs and seasons, and is only visual, only observable, should I say, from the Earth. Looking upwards is the only way you can see stars. Once you get to 6 miles high, the universe vanishes, and all you're left with is the great light of the day and the lesser light of the night, the sun and moon. Remember, God created light first. He didn't create the sun and moon, he created light first. He separated the light from the dark. Then he put a great light in the daytime, in the light, and a lesser light in the nighttime. But there is no universe. You do understand this, right? Blackness of night. Look, blackness everywhere. Look how the sun only lights partially some of the disk. And it's a flat line, look. It's a straight line. You cannot show me stars in space. They don't exist. So all these people that are hoodwinked into astrology and astronomy and all this nonsense, these jobs will not exist in the future. When the truth is known, they will not exist. And there's a beautiful picture of it. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Where's my stars? I can see the sun and moon. Where's my universe? I'm in nighttime. That is nighttime. Where's my universe? Explain it to me like I'm 4 years old, because I've already worked it out. You can only see an eclipse when the sun and moon pass each other, and you can only see a full moon when the sun is opposite the moon. And you should never ever be able to see Venus and Mercury. This is a ball earth a lot. This is what an eclipse looks like on the flat earth, dickhead. Meant to be the earth casting a flat shadow. That's only if you believe in this nonsense, which I don't. You got no chance of making me believe in any of this again. One of the greatest pictures is that a NASA image? It's not the one I was looking for. Flat as a pancake, look at the horizon. Where's your ball earth? And again, where's your ball earth? Look, they literally put writing across it, look, flatter than a pancake. I can see for anything up to about 500 miles, I believe it is, and 500 miles that way. You'd need a P1000 to see further. There's a great picture of a P1000 filming like this. They're flying over Las Vegas, I think it is, so lower America, and they're filming with a P1000 with a night vision lens like this, infrared lens, and they can see the Canadian Rockies. They can see the American Rockies going up the side. They can see another one here, but point and purposes, they can see the Canadian Rockies from the airplane, which is impossible if the Earth's a ball. There's also the SR-72 Blackbird that's done this. It went up and it took pictures. It was in Miami, which is the lower right of America. It was in the lower right of America, but yet it could see all the way to the Rockies from Miami. That's another thing. When a plane moves, if it was on a ball, see, you know, you've been on a plane and it flies with its nose level, slightly tilted just to give it a bit of lift, but the plane's flat and flies flat and level all the way to destination. So the first proof, it's taken me ages to explain, spin, is a load of bollocks. I've shown you that Newton, let's bring up Isaac Newton, just to show you that Isaac Newton is a flip-flop. Isaac Newton. You're going to remove him from my timeline, aren't you? Did I put double C in there? Maybe that's what it is. Let's have a quick look. Isaac Newton. No, it's not there. Tweet. I'll go into my back file and I'll show you Newton's a bitch. Newton. Newton. So we've covered the spin and the stars. Should we hammer? Let's hammer the moon landing. So I might as well hammer the moon landing whilst I'm still on space. Catherine Newton, Luke Newton, Isaac Newton. That's the one we want. Bitch, please. She got a 5-head, the bitch. Look, even as a child, she had an upside down egghead. Look, Isaac Newton. Bitch, please, please. There you go. I'll make that picture bigger so you can see what I did. It works with paintings as long as you got a 50-50 shot. Space, look, 25% below, 25 above. The skulls, look, it's just a faggy. It's a faggy woman, look, pretending to be a dude. He had a longer index finger than he did ring as well. But that's an absolute 5-head, rounded eyes, small mouth, Cupid's bow, deep. Look at this faggy picture. Shut up. Isaac Newton, Queen of Fags. Let's go back. The moon landing. Oh my! Where do you want me to start? Oh, let's have a look. Let's have a look at Russia's moon landing first. So the Americans didn't just get there; the Russians got there too. In this terrible, all I can explain it as is it looks like a toilet bowl. It might as well be a fucking toilet on wheels. Russian moon landing. Oh, Mallow, you stink. You better not be below me. Oh, you stink. Soviet moon landing. This is it. Unmanned Soviet moon landing.
A landing for Russia's unmanned Luna 17 spacecraft and a big step forward for Soviet scientists in Lenin's Jubilee year. The first self-propelled vehicle ever to drive...
From that, they controlled a toilet from 250,000 miles away. With what? There were no satellites. We didn't have mobile phones. We had landlines. How the hell are you sending a signal to the moon when you didn't have the technology to do so?
...drive across the lunar landscape is controlled from Earth.
Watch this. This is just terrible. I can't even believe my nan and granddad didn't tell me. Have you ever seen the Russian moon landing? Look at this.
It's called Lunokhod 1, and here's how this extraordinary Heath Robinson 8-wheeler was rolled down from the spacecraft onto the Sea of Rain.
By this Mongo from 250,000 miles away on a joystick.
The size of the vehicle hasn't been disclosed, but it's been sending back
The size of the vehicle has not been exposed. That's because it's no bigger than a toilet seat. It looks like a crusty pastry pie where you could put meat and filling in there.
television pictures and carries, among other equipment, a laser reflector. It's been used to survey the...
A laser reflector! You didn't even have fucking lasers! It's like, Anne Frank. Anne Frank. 2 first names. It's a dude. Anne Frank. Diary. Anne Frank. I put diary in. Diary. Yeah, images. That's it, right? Is that the one? Anne Frank. There it is. Can we get a bigger picture? There it is. If someone could explain to me how Anne Frank in World War II was writing with the biro pen when biros didn't come around until the 60s, well, that would be nice. Yeah. Anne Frank. Man Frank. Let's go back to the Russian moon landing.
The moon's surface. So now Soviet space experts have proved their theory that space exploration can be carried out by automatic equipment without...
Space adventuring can be carried out with experimental equipment. What? Toilet bowls with wheels on.
Risking the lives of astronauts. To Russia, Lunokhod is worth its weight in moon dust.
It does. It looks like a pressure cooker on wheels. I want to put some mashed potatoes in there and stuff. So there you go. There's the Russian moon landing. What a bag of shite that was. Let's go back to the American one because it's no better. The only reason it looked better is because they had Hollywood and they had Stanley Kubrick. Oh, let's do Stanley Kubrick quickly, shall we? Stanley Kubrick. He filmed the moon landing. Stanley Kubrick was the greatest space movie maker at the time, right? So, and he does look like Salman Rushdie. I'll give you that. It's not Salman. People say that this is Salman Rushdie. Right. Firstly, Kubrick was 50 in the 60s. Salman Rushdie wasn't 50 until the 90s. Stanley Kubrick, he told the truth. That last movie, Stanley Kubrick told. There's a few movies about Stanley Kubrick. Room 237. You should watch it if you haven't watched it. Is that his husband? Oh, we're done. Look at those froggy, jazzy eyes versus my eyes. Stanley Kubrick was a young woman. There she is. Do you know what? She looks like she comes from that country I'm not allowed to mention. Because I'm not allowed to mention it. But it's the truth. We can safely say that Kubrick's a woman. Without a shadow of a doubt. Have I got Kubrick's gate? Let me have a look in the back file. 1 second. Kubrick. Stanley should find you. Stanley. Find it. Away you go. Whilst it searches for Stanley. Oh, no, I don't want to go there. Yeah. Right, Stanley Kubrick. It's a woman. Straight up. Right. Caricaturists are our friends. Give me 2 markers. What's the main marker that's telling me that this is a woman? There are 2 good markers, but there is one main marker. The reason I clicked on this picture was because of the marker. What marker am I seeing that tells me that this picture is painted of a woman, not a man? What's the marker that's told me this? Kubrick, back file. Paul Stanley, no. Andy Stanley, no, they're pastors. Stanley Tucci, no, that's an actor. Come on. I knew I should have put Kubrick in there. Stanley Clark. It is the dial M for Masons, but it's the eyebrows, look, the arched eyebrows. That's where I was seeing the M, not in the hairline, but the hairline is the second. Widest in the hairline, no cheekbones, squashy face. Look, the face has been pushed downward. And as we all know, because you're all forensic students now, that only a woman has a pushed down face. And that's what he drew. He drew a woman with a squashy face and arching eyebrows. Squash features, yes. Dial M is in the hairline, but it was this M that caught my eye. The arched eyebrows right there. They love to show you, in one form or another, that they lie into you. Stanley Kubrick, I don't know how many gates there is for Kubrick. Hang on, back file. Tucci, where is my Kubrick? Shut up. Where's Kubrick? Shut up. I've done Kubrick. Kubrick. Search. I could have sworn I've done Kubrick. There's a moon, there's a flat earth one, I know there is. No, take me home. Stanley. Oops. Stanley Kubrick. Search. Do you know what? Let me put NASA in there. I've got a feeling it's under NASA. Oh no, there it is, Kubrick. It's got no Stanley in it, that's what it is. Let's put Kubrick up there quickly. One of the most famous pictures of the NASA team walking with Kubrick, including Arthur C. Clarke's in this mix, I do believe. The head of NASA and whoever else. NASA. I am. We're looking at Arthur C. Clarke, who invented satellites. This motion science fiction motion picture maker, invented satellites. Stanley Kubrick did Space Odyssey 2001, and these are look in line, female Bigfoot in line, and I don't know the one on the end, but dial M for Masons in the hairline. These are the people that lied to the world. These are the ones that made the movie for us all to watch. It's funny, they've never been back, have they? How is there not a base on the moon? Eh? They're sending cars to Mars, but they can't put a base on the moon. If they could, they'd all be up there. They would. They'd be as far away from us as possible. Which is why they've dug underground bunkers. The opposite. They can only go down, not up. God said in the Bible that it doesn't matter, king, street sweeper, it doesn't matter. You can hide in your caves and your tunnels, but there's no hiding from God. None at all. Let's come back to Kubrick. Kubrick's a woman. That's not a very good gate. Is there a Kubrick gate? I don't think there is. I think that's the only one I'm walking. It is. What's that? No, that's a Kubrick photo. That's not Kubrick. None of these are Kubrick. Look. I think that's the only one of Kubrick walking. Funny, you'd expected more because he's famous like Spielberg and the other one, Cameron. His movies have got plenty of pictures for him, but there's nothing on Stanley Kubrick. What was that? You caught my attention. Ow! Oh, that must have hurt. I can't believe it. The other picture's bigger. That must have hurt. What do they weigh? They're dragging your nipples down to your belly button, mate. That's terrifying. Especially if it's an FTM. Cut them off and then try to grow them back using bull rings. Right. Kubrick faked the moon landing and is a woman. Let's go back. There were no stars in space. The shadows were wrong. Moon landing. Shadows. Should bring up proof. Shadows. No, shadows you did. Put an O in there instead of an A. There you go. Houston. Psst, we have a problem. The shadows don't match, especially on... Where's that good picture? That's a good one there. Explain that one to me. Bink. That is the shadow, yeah? Yeah. Explain that one to me. This shadow's being lit from that backlit from that direction, and this one's being lit from the back. There's loads of them. When the piece of crap landed, how come the dust didn't settle in these open bowl feet? Look, the dust of the moon would have settled in those feet and didn't. There we go. It's all wrong. There's two light sources. You cannot get two different shadows like that unless you've got two different light sources. One there and one there. Or from behind. It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. When observing the nonsense, you've got to stop and laugh. What next? Oh, the moon lander. Don't forget about the moon lander. The moon buggy. What a crock of shite this is. Right. There it is. It's got big wheels. It's got an electric engine and they're not light. Electric batteries are not light. It's got its own radar dish. For what? How the fuck is that transmitting anything back to Earth? The actual footage of this thing driving around the moon is a joke. Where's my stars? Where's my universe? There it is. So, it literally is the chassis of an army jeep, an American army jeep, the green ones. You can see it, look. Put the box up there, look. Then the windshield. Room for 4 people. Right there. That's exactly what it is. It's the chassis of a military Jeep. Someone did a good breakdown on it somewhere. There's a video on it showing you it is just basically the chassis of a military Jeep with 2 deck chairs. That's all they are, deck chairs. They literally, the Masons, what a bunch of pricks, put 2 deck chairs on it. But my question is this. This car came flat packed, yeah? It came flat packed. There's the Lander. There's the car. Look at the size of the car. Look at the size of the Lander. Put this car. Right? It landed. I get it. It landed. Psh, load of crap. Where did the car come from? If we look at the Moon Lander. Tell me, where's the car fit on that? Where do the people fit in that? They went to the moon in a porta cabin. Yeah. Tell me, where does the car fit? Anytime you like. Answers on a postcard. If you zoom in on this, that is literally crepe paper. It is crepe paper. That's how you spell it, Nick. Crepe paper. Crepe paper. Yeah, it's crepe paper. Black crepe paper. Black or grey. I will do. There you go. That is literally, and we've all drawn on crepe paper, right? We've all drawn on it at school. Crepe paper. They covered the damn thing in crepe paper. Moonlander close up. Right, Moonlander flat air. I will find. Oh, there's a good picture. There. Right, you're telling me that's craft paper. It really is crepe paper, look, with some Bako foil. You're telling me that isn't even right. Anybody who's been into structural engineering knows that that's just tent frames, right? This is the metal that you use to put up tent frames, right? It's aluminium. It's not very strong, but yeah, it's holding up the rest of the Moon Lander. I did put flat air. No, close up. Look at the state of that. It's just paper, and you want me to believe that went to the moon, made out of paper and Bako foil. And tent sticks. Someone's having a giraffe on your behalf. They really are. If you're stupid enough to believe this fish story, then it's your fault. The damn thing was made by Masonic kids, I bet you, with Pritt stick, sellotape, and crepe. It was a school project. It was a school project. There's no way that got to the fucking moon. It drives me mad. It really does. People believe that travelled 250,000 miles through space. A submarine couldn't make it through space, let alone that flimsy looking art project. It's an art project. It's not even real. I can't believe I used to believe this shite. Oh yeah, they went to the moon on that. They went to the moon on that. Fuck off. You're winding me up. You really are. So, the next question would be, there's the Moonlander, right? So they're watching it from the spaceship. They're watching it from the spaceship. They're watching it from the spaceship go down. There it is, going down. Right? Moonlander landing. Is that the Moonlander landing? Yeah. There you go. Moonlander landing. Who filmed that? If Neil Armstrong was the first man on the moon, who filmed that then? Because they didn't have automatic cameras and remote control cameras back then. They were all manual. So if Neil Armstrong was the first woman on the moon, who filmed the Moonlander landing on the moon? In fact, Moonlander taking off. Moonlander taking off. Video. We've got to go to video for this one. Moonlander taking off 37 seconds. What a piss take this is.
Pro. 99, proceeded, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
Right, there goes Buzz, Neil, and Michael Collins, two first names, MC, Territory. There goes the three astronauts back to Earth. Who filmed this?
Right away, Houston.
Look,
Vector
it's
good.
going up. Who's panning the camera upwards? Who did that? So, what you're telling me is, there was an extra man. There was a 4-man team went to the moon. And before they got there, the cameraman went down in his own little spaceship. He did. There's no other way that he could have got there unless he went down in his own little Moonlander. So there were 2 ships and a car inside this lander, right? There was 2 ships and a car. 1 ship to land on the moon with 3 people and 1 ship to land with a cameraman. Right? Now my next question is, when they left the cameraman behind, because the cameraman is clearly there because he pans upwards. The cameras couldn't move on their own, right? They didn't have remote control cameras back then. It's the 1960s. They didn't even have mobile phones. You're telling me they put an extra ship in there and an extra man that they didn't tell us about because he landed and then filmed them land and watched them take off. I hope they
99, proceeded, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
And there he is.
Right away, Houston. Vector good. X-Thought.
Poor John, the cameraman. They just left him on the moon. If we zoom into the moon, NASA, will we see, stood next to this, wait for it.
99, proceeded, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
Right, so if I zoom into the moon and I can spot this on the moon, right next to it should be a 6-foot body of a spaceman holding a camera and a Mars bar and a packed lunch in his hands. You're full of shit, NASA. Absolutely full of shit. So my question is, I've got many questions, but my question is, who did they leave on the moon?
Right away, Houston. Vector good.
Who did they leave on the moon? I've got another question about the moon. I forgot to ask it. Where are we? There. Right. So the moon's going around the sun at the moon's going around the Earth at 2,000 miles an hour. Right. 2,000 miles an hour. It's going around the moon. With the Earth. Sorry. It's going around the Earth. The Earth's spinning at 1,000. The moon's going at 2,000 with the stars. I've got a question. If the moon is going around the sun with the Earth in an anti-clockwise manner, it says there. From mine, it goes clockwise. Yeah, it does go clockwise from the north. Anti-clockwise from the south. Perspective 6 and 9. So the moon's traveling at 2,000 miles an hour, right? The Earth is moving in a circle as well. It's not just spinning. The Earth is going round the sun, isn't there? The Earth is going round the sun also at 66,000 miles an hour. We'll come back to that in a minute. My question is this. If the moon is traveling at 2,000 miles an hour, at this point, it's going faster than the Earth, right? I get it. It's doing 2,000 miles an hour, so it passes. The Earth is going this way, right? We'll just say the Earth is going that way, and the moon's going round it as it goes that way. It gets to here, and then at 2,000 miles an hour, the moon has to slow down. It has to change gears. Let's say it's in 4th gear there, doing 2,000 miles an hour. Once it gets past the Earth, it has to slow down to catch back up to the Earth. So my question is this. Who's changing gears on the moon? Because it's doing 2,000 miles an hour here. It would be passing at 2,000 miles an hour here. Then when it gets to here, it has to accelerate again up to, I don't know, 4,000 miles an hour to get in front of the Earth, come round the brow and straight down. Isn't it a fucking joke? It's an absolute joke. Everything in this world is an absolute lie. And this equation here is literally the equation for electromagnetics, just with the letters changed. But it only accounts for two bodies, the sun and moon. It doesn't account for Mars and all the rest of them. So it's fake. They say that they can tell you the mass of the moon by using this equation. I spoke to an astrophysicist called Spiros Mikalakis, who does all the Marvel movies and all the computing equations to make Spider-Man crawl buildings and all that. This person told me that they could tell the weight of the moon just by its diameter without looking in the moon. They don't know what's in the moon, but they can tell you the weight of the moon. And it's nonsense. Do you know why? Because I held up a pop bottle, I think it was a Lucozade bottle, and it had random items in it. I'd put some screws in there. I could have put anything in there. Liquid, solid, food, a sausage roll. There could have been anything in there. But I think I put some screws, a ballpoint pen, and a couple of other things in it. And I said to him, using this equation, you can tell what the moon weighs. He said, yes. I said, okay. Here's a Lucozade bottle. Tell me what it weighs. He said, I need to know the diameter and the metrics of it. I said, it's a 350ml bottle. It holds 350 ml of liquid in it. But I've replaced it with other items. You should be able to tell me what it weighs using this equation. There was deafening silence. There was crickets. As the so-called master of physics could not answer the simple question. Tell me where it weighs. You can tell me what the moon weighs. You can tell me what the sun weighs just by looking at it. So by that rationale, you can tell me what I weigh to the gram using this equation. It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. The whole world is a lie. Gravity does not exist. It's made up. A phenomenon. It's not. They still can't use gravity as a fact. They call it a phenomenon. It's a phenomenon. It's bollocks. It's absolute bollocks from start to finish. It's electromagnetics. The equation is electromagnetic. Okay, it's not a theory of gravity. Electromagnetics is real. It has facts with it. So Newton's a tranny. Lied about gravity, and then the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds put this theory into education as a fact, as a law. There are no laws to gravity because it doesn't exist. It's a theory. It always has been. I'm stuck by mindless morons all around me that cannot understand that water's level. Oh, let's get to water level. How long have we been on spinning for? We've been on spinning for over an hour. Right, this is going to be a big flat earth video. Right, let's go back. We're going to now, my second proof. I've destroyed space for you, right? It should be destroyed. There's no stars. There's no gravity. It's all about perspective. Let's get rid of all of that. Next. Water level. Water level. Now, water level is a fact. All around the world. No matter where I go to on a beach, you bitch. No matter where I go to on a beach, water level. It don't matter where I stand on it. In America, get lost. It doesn't matter whether I'm stood in Australia, Germany, wherever there's a beach, the sea stays level. Okay? Let's have a look. That's the water table. There we go. That's a good example of it. Water takes the shape of the container and sits flat and level on top. This is a cup of tea. This is your bath. This is a swimming pool. This is a bottle of Coke. It doesn't matter what it is, but the liquid will take the shape of the container. So, the terrible part of your demise is that you can't even recognise water's level. They show us in pictures that the water is level and we stand on land. So no matter where I stand in the world, because the world's flat, the water's level. If water's level and 72% of the earth is seawater and the seas are level, then 72% of the earth has to be level and flat. Don't talk about waves. Don't talk about waterfalls. I'm talking about large, massive bodies of water. All of the scientists have been fooled, proper scientists, because they don't argue the way we do. We will argue. I know that on the slightest gradient, that's a decline or incline, that water will roll. A cup of water, a body of water is going to roll down till it finds level. We do have a water table below us. This comes from the fountains of the deep. This is why they don't want you to drill your own wells, because you've got access to clean, fresh water the way God intended it to be. It's not been fluoridated. There is a water table, and all rivers have this to show you when they're getting deeper and there's flooding. They all have it. They tell you when the waters have risen. But they're all finding the way back to the sea. You do understand this, right? It doesn't matter how big the lake is. Michigan, Huron, Holmes. That's how you remember the Great Lakes of America. Huron, Ontario, Michigan, Erie, Superior, Holmes. American taught me that when I don't know, I must be about 26 years old. He taught me that. I was in a bar. He said, that's how you remember the Great Lakes of America, Holmes. Huron, Ontario, Michigan, Erie, Superior. The Great Lakes tell you the world's flat as well. Ah, Lake Titicaca. Is it Lake Titicaca? Lake Titicaca. Is that? This one is an absolute joke. It's the highest lake in the world. It's in a mountain. And it's a huge lake as well. Fresh water, is it? Is it fresh water? I think it is fresh water, isn't it? I can't remember. Where are we? Lake Titicaca. I want the side view of it. Height. I got confused before. I thought that was Lake Titicaca compared to sea level. But it's not. It's up there. Look at that bad boy. Look at that bad boy. I see God's work is final, right? He made water level. It doesn't matter whether you're high or you're low. Water will seek to find the shape of its container and then sit level on top. Doesn't matter how high up we are, look, or how low we are. Water finds level because the earth is flat. Another good one is Loch Ness. Loch Ness. Sonar. Loch Ness is 22 miles long. Guess what the bottom of it looks like? It's flat as a pancake. That's what it is. Look, there it is. It's flat as a pancake. It's actually a long lake. A very long lake. Oh, look. We found a dinosaur. Look, this is just bollocks. Look, this is from scientists lying to your face. It looks like a picture of the Milky Way, doesn't it? And there it is. There's proof that Loch Ness Monster exists. Same with Bigfoot. It's a load of shite. It's all shite. All shite. Make you believe in dinosaurs and that you evolved from apes. I want that long shot. There it is. There's the bad boy. If someone can explain to me why Loch Ness, which is 22 miles long, and it is a long lake, it literally looks like that on the surface, is absolutely flat-bottomed. Flat-bottomed lakes, flat-bottomed clouds. Poncho Pete, the River Nile somehow flows 4 miles. Yeah, it's another one. River Nile. River Nile route. Yeah, it's a beautiful proof that the Earth's flat. The equator is about here, right? So, if you imagine this is a ball, or you got to imagine, because it's the only way you can do it, let's get a bigger picture of it. You're not going to give me a beautiful big picture. Look how flat the Nile is. Look. It's a flat river flowing out to sea. There it is. So apparently we're on a ball, right? This river literally flows upward. It's 10,000 miles long in it. Is it 10,000 miles? Crosses through 4 countries. I'm sure it does. It's 10,000 miles long. Not only is it 10,000 miles long, but it flows upwards. Have you ever seen a river going up a hill? I've seen them coming down hills. They're called waterfalls. But I've never seen a river going up a hill. And because this is the equator, and we know that it's a ball, the equator's in the middle, then this part of the Nile, the beginning of the Nile, the start of the Nile, runs upwards over the equator and then downwards into the, what do we call it? The thingy sea. You want me to believe that there is a river in the world that literally flows over the equator. Remember, this is a ball. It's not flat. It's a ball. The river literally flows upwards to the equator and then downwards to the sea. It's another lie. What do they call it? The canal. What do they call that canal? The biggest one in the world. The Suarez. Is it Suarez? Suarez Canal. I can't remember what that canal's called. Suez. The Suez Canal. It was built by hand. It's 100 miles long. There's no curvature. There's no curvature. It was built by hand. It's square and straight for 100 miles, isn't it? Is it 100 miles long, Suez Canal? Flatter than a pancake. It'll fit aircraft carriers up it. Like. It was man-made by men to open up one sea to another, save a load of time. Instead of sailing all the way around Africa, they could just cut through. So we've got the Suez Canal right there. There's the Suez. It's 100 miles. And it's absolutely flat and perfect. Yeah, Panama Canal's exactly the same, Edmonton. It's not as long as this one, though. That's why I use this one as the proof. It's straight, it's flat, water's level. What more do you want? They will lie about everything. Because you believe that the world's a ball, you believe that this water's bending when it's level. It's flat, sea level. Breaking all the laws of physics to live on a ball. God said water's level. It's really that simple, folks. There is no bendy water. I've said it from day one. From the moment I got here as a flat earther, I said that you can never, ever, ever prove me wrong. And I'm right. Go watch the videos of boats and planes and trains. Flat earth. I wonder if I can find that video. All flat earth boats, trains, planes. Video, please show me it. I changed a flat earther's mind. Jack Gordon, 2 first names. Of course you changed our minds. See, here's the thing. You can never change a flat earther's mind. Ever, ever, ever. Because I've proved it to myself a million times over. I know exactly what God created. Flat earth, boats, planes, trains, journey. I don't know if I'll find it. There's a video somewhere that shows planes, trains and boats on long journeys, and they don't go up, down at all at any point. The plane flies level, the train stays level, the boat stays level, and they show it in 3 different forms: land, sea and air. But I cannot find a video. Dang it. Yeah, it's not there. Never mind. Let's come back. Loch Ness. So there's no Loch Ness Monster. That's a load of lies. And Loch Ness itself is literally, let's take away sonar. There it is. It has got to be one of the flattest lakes in the world, and it's straight. It's like the Suez Canal. It's straight. It's almost like it was man-made. But somehow, from dinosaurs, after the flood, a dinosaur fell in here, a family of them, and carried on breeding long-necked plesiosaur dinosaurs in Loch Ness in Scotland. What a crock of shite. It's worse than the Abominable Snowman and Bigfoot. It really is. That just looks like a bloke in the water sticking his hand up with a sock on his hand. It does. But, oh, they've changed that one. That's the original one, right? That's what they saw. That's the Loch Ness Monster. And yet, thousands of people go to Loch Ness every year to see a bloke sticking his arm out. A bloke doing a butterfly stroke. There are no dinosaurs. They made them up. And this is just to make you believe in them. That they did exist. Because once you realise they don't exist, evolution falls apart. Don't even get me started on evolution. Where are we? Loch Ness. Water's level. Do we need anything else on that? Nope. We're done. Let's go after gyroscope. Another flat earth proof. That gyroscopes have to be bolted onto something stationary for them to work, like this. For a gyro to work, it has to be bolted onto something. See, this is its starting platform on a flat earth. It's absolutely flat. So if you was to put that on a ball, if this was a ball here, the gyro wouldn't work. Understand? The minute you move position, the gyro no longer works because it's not on a flat surface. You can ask any pilot, is your gyroscope strapped down or do you just leave it floating? You can't leave it floating because then it can't track where you started or where you're going to. It has to be bolted to the plane in a flat position. So that is inside the plane like that. This starts spinning, and when the plane changes gradient, it was, so it knows where level is. Makes perfect sense. There's only one problem. Gyroscope, globe busters. And this is when I knew globe busters were a bunch of shills and I no longer trusted them. Well, look what Jeranism's done now. Jeranism's literally said, I've gone back to the ball. Apparently she went to the South Pole. That's the video I'm looking for. Let's go to videos. Bob Noodle, stiff in the flat earth community.
Confirmation bias is one of the most solid empirical findings in psychology. If I have a belief or an attitude, I will search for...
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's it. That is actually it, isn't it? There you go. Exactly what I just explained to you. Look, it cannot work on a ball. It can only work on a flat plane. Same as a compass. A compass only needs a flat surface. You can't work it on a ball. But Bob, with close set, arching eyebrows, flat forehead, small mouth, no jawline, no neck and Adam's apple. Bob and Jeren, Tim Urban. Who the is Tim Urban? She got close set. She's got an egg-shaped face, hasn't she, that one?
True. That we were...
Where is it? Where's the footage, you pricks? Have you not even put it in this? It's not even in there. Tossers. Right? So this is 2 minutes of Bob explaining that they were wrong. They were wrong about this because the gyroscope showed 15-degree movement, which is 15 degrees is what the sun moves per hour over 360 degrees. It works out 15 degrees an hour. So they're saying there is this 15-degree turn in the earth because... Is that the gyro?
Precise. If we could simply get one of these ring laser gyroscopes, we would be able to prove once and for all that there is no
bullshit. They didn't even nail this down. I can't find the video. I'm sorry, but I can't. Oh, Marlon, you stink dog. They didn't even nail the gyroscope down. It was literally on a tray, spinning and vibrating on the tray. As if I can't find that clip. No, I can't find it. Balls. But there's a clip. It's from the Flat Earth documentary that they did. And Bob Newdell and Jeren both screwed us. They didn't just screw us on the gyro. Jeren then screwed us on
One of my favourite flat earth debunkers out there.
Oh, shut up, you tart. Look at that egghead. High set ears, close set eyes, dial M for Masons, rounded sloping jawbone, pointed chin, Adam's raisin, no trachea, no mastoids, and tiny little female sloping shoulders. Get the out of here. Simon Tran, as I call her. There's another one. McToon, arching eyebrow, no brow bone, dial M for Masons, sharp A forehead, pink lips. Look how long that top lip is. Only women get this beautiful long top lip. That's why Hitler's tash was so thick. That's why Don Fry, Tom Selleck have got these thick moustaches, because men's lips, top lips are thinner. Not just our lips are thin, and we certainly don't have pink Cupid bows, you fat-headed McToon looking. They're all eggheads, that. Look at them all. They're all flip-flops. Jeren went and stiffed us on this, on the light experiment. Jeren did this, and he said at 17 feet, the laser was missing the target. You lying bitch. I can't stand them. I can't stand any of them for lying to us. Is that Red's Rhetoric? That looked like Red's Rhetoric. I can't stand that little bitch either. It's so nice now that I know they're all women. It is. It's so nice. I can just see them. But they lied. Look, they're saying that because the earth is curving, Jeren had to raise the camera higher. You're full of shite, Jeren. You're a shill. They're all shills. At the end of the day, none of them have told you about this subject, right? The subject I talk about. I came from Flat Earth. I did all of the nonsense stories, and it's designed to keep you sucked in for years, arguing, circular arguing with the same trolls. Me, middle finger. Water's level, I'm not spinning. Anyone who comes to chat and says any other, you get booted. I don't want to listen to you. You're a troll, an idiot, a fool. You don't even deserve any of my time. And Jeren lied on the light. Bob lied about the gyroscope. But yeah, these are the biggest Flat Earth. This was the biggest Flat Earth channel of them all, right? Globebusters. It had over 100,000 followers or 70,000 followers when I left. And I used to watch it religiously every Sunday. I used to tune in to watch that show, argue with dipsticks, not realising that the dipsticks are running the show as well. They're not just in the chat, they're actually talking to me on the screen. I didn't realise that the dipsticks, Bob and Jeren, were going to stiff me later on. And that's what they did. They shilled us out. They shilled Flat Earth out. They were the biggest Flat Earth channel, and then all of a sudden one of them leaves the show to become back to a baller. And they told countless, don't get me wrong, they told me countless truths. But they also told countless lies. You will know them by their fruits. Neither Jeren or Bob has Jesus in the heart or soul or mind. Not even close. But there you go. Let's do another one. Are you going to bed, Annabelle? Good night, Annabelle. Sweet dreams, my dear. I'll tell you what. Let's bring up the astronauts. I think NASA. Let's put NASA into my back file and see what comes up. Good night, sweetheart. Now it's time to go. Bo 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 bo. 3 Men and a Little Lady. I used to like that film as well. Steve Guttenberg, Tom Selleck, and who's the other one? I can't remember. Right, NASA searching. I mean, of all the lies that they told, the biggest one is that they put men on the moon. They weren't even men. And I can prove it by the way they walk, of course. Oh, it's not under NASA. It might actually be under the names. Buzz, Neil. I think it is. Hang on 1 second. We'll research this. Let me open that. Boom, boom, ba-da-dum, boom. Armstrong. Search again. Let's see if he's actually still up here. I bet he's not. Neil Armstrong. I'll be surprised. It'll be ghosted. It'll be shadow banned. Yeah, it's not there. That's another nice proof right there. Where was it? It caught me. No, that's not it, is it? It's reminded me though. It's reminded me of another proof. Werner von Braun. Let's have a look. That's who we're looking for. This was Hitler's #1 rocket scientist. Werner von Braun. The Germans had rockets and jet planes before anyone else. They had the Messerschmitt and something else. Allegedly, if Hitler had got those planes into mass production, Germany would have won the war because they had these planes that could go supersonic compared to normal planes which only did, like the Spitfire does what, 400, 300 miles an hour. I can't remember what a Spitfire flies at. It was fast though, but nowhere near as fast as a jet plane. And the Germans had rockets, V2 rockets. There's one. V2 rockets before anyone else did. Again, look how the chin lines up with the forehead. If it was a man, the chin would jut out more. You'd be able to draw a line about here, and it wouldn't be near the forehead. Soft eyes as well. Werner von Braun. The Germans created the V2 buzz bomb and went on to make these jet planes. And then America came in, swooped in. America, Walt Disney with Werner von Braun. Hand in hand with Disney, these two made fake cartoons and lies about going to space. It went hand in hand. Science fiction with science fiction. It went hand in hand, it really did. And they passed it off as real life fiction. There's Werner with the SS. That looks like Himmler. There she is, enjoying her time. For some reason, she's got a broken arm there. Look, it's doing the flat earth sign. Let's have a look. Flat earth sign. You've seen them all do it. Right, let's do it the other way. Flat earth convention. That usually shows me the dicks. There we go. Why aren't you doing it? Can't find the bloody sign now. They all do it and I can't find it. No. Symbol. Hand sign. Hand sign. Oh, bollocks. They're still not doing it. It's the sign that they all do though when they stood together. I can't believe I can't find it. Flat earth conspiracy theorists. Let's go back. That's the sign that they do for flat earth. I wonder why Werner von Braun's doing it right there. So, Werner von Braun was brought from America, from Germany to America, and he then became, she then became the head of NASA. Let me just blank that one up. Bink, open, Neil Armstrong, right there. So, Neil Armstrong, 4 female gates, is a woman. Neil A backwards is alien. Alien, backwards, look. Armstrong. In full mints. Flamingo, full mints. There's your 4 gates if you're woman. Werner von Braun. Have we got Werner? We should have it, shall I? Braun search. Werner von Braun, Hitler's top rocket scientist, became the head of NASA. Pink lips, close-set froggy eyes. And went on to do work with Disney. You understand? Went on to work with Disney. There she is. Open that. Small dentures lot. Female dental arch. Reminds me of my friend who Ray said when he was little, walks like the Terminator dad. Same teeth. Close set eyes. Widest in the hairline lot. Subcutaneous layers of fat around the jawbone. It's a woman. It's a female German right there. Got to walk with Kennedy. There's a great picture of the two mincing together. Werner von Braun, Kennedy. There it is. Game over. Not only is your most favourite president in the world a woman, his top scientist at NASA, who came from Germany, is also a woman. How is it possible that all these people have got the wrong skeletons? And it's proven by the way they walk, look, that it's a pair of mincing women, liars. So what if that's a woman, then what's the odds on JFK getting shot? Look how close together her eyes are. What's the odds on JFK getting shot as being real? If they're both women. They're not even telling you the truth about who they are. How can you believe there was a shooting? Let's go back. So von Braun came from NASA, from Germany, and became NASA. Werner von Braun, wife. Where's that picture of you walking with your big-headed wife? Is that him there? That's his husband. Beverly Tyler. That's not his husband, sure. Werner von Braun with wife Maria at reception. What sort of reception's that? Right. Oh yeah. Werner von Braun, gravestone. On that gravestone, that's a pretty plain gravestone, isn't it? For such a remarkable man, a gentleman who sent people to space. There's not a lot on there, is there? His name, Werner von Braun, his date of birth and his death. But it says Psalms 19:1. Why would somebody like Werner von Braun have just... and again, I've got 9/11 there. I know it's 19:1, but it's still 9/11. The numbers jumble still at 9/11. Why would NASA's rocket scientist want me to look at 19:1? Psalms 19:1. That's not good enough. That's not the King James transcript, is it? Yeah, where are we? No, still not the right version. Right, do I have to put KJV in there, you bitches? KJV, there you go. That's what I'm looking for. The heavens. It's the heavens. It's not space. It's heavens. There are multiple ones if you look at the original dome picture in the Bible. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Meaning, there's a dome above me. The heavens, the stars, declare the glory of God. They truly do. The heavens declare the glory of God. It's remarkable to look from earth upwards at the night sky. It's remarkable. The heavens declare the glory of God. And the firmament shows his handiwork. So he wants me to know that there's a firmament. Flat earth. Firmament. Flat earth firmament. Images. This is the original biblical picture. It's not quite the same. It's modernised, but it was based solely on that. Fountains of the deep, they bring us fresh water. We're surrounded by fresh water. The fountains of the deep bring fresh water to the surface. That's the rivers. They all come from this. It's got nothing to do with rain making a water table. The water table's all around us, but it rises up from the cracks in the deep and flow out to sea. That's the way it works. This is the biblical representation of Earth. More like that one. Where's the original picture from the Bible? It's not there. It's a modern day version of it. It's more like, it was a drawing. It was more like that. That's what I'm looking for. Bink. That one will do. The realm of God sits above the waters. The firmament protects us. The sun and the moon. I wonder about rainbows. Light. I would say the sun and the moon are on the other side of a piece of glass or whatever the firmament is that causes rainbows to refract. That's the original one, right? Is that the original one? I can't remember. But the sun, the moon and the stars are inside with us. That one looks like it as well. The underworld, Sheol, Shell Oil, Sheol. It does say Sheol on that one, doesn't it? There, look. Sheol, Shell Oil. Shell Oil. Sheol. The columns of the earth, was supposed to be stood on columns, and they cannot be moved unless God shakes us. They've found a way to cause earthquakes, I think, through either frequency or Tesla technology. Tesla could rock a skyscraper with a 20-pound weight. There are many different pictures showing, look, always shows the great deep, the water's coming up to the surface and flowing outwards. You see, I don't want to go to the edge. I want to go to the centre of the earth. I want to know what the North Pole is. I want to know why the rivers flow inwards there and not outwards. It's the only place in the world, apparently, where water flows inwards instead of outwards. 4 rivers, apparently, flow inwards. If you look at North Pole map, the original one shows pygmies. Look, there are 4 countries around the North Pole. In the middle is a big black rock. You heard me right, black rock. There's a black rock in the middle. All compasses on Earth, no matter where you stand on the flat plane, point to this mountain. Why? This mountain's magnetic, apparently. It's not just a black rock, it's magnetic. All compasses point towards it. There are 4 rivers that lead into it, and according to history and people that have been there, those rivers flow inwards to the mountain and get sucked in and go down to the black hole sun or whatever's there. I don't know what's there. There are many different theories. I've never been. I want to go. I want to see what that is. I don't want to go to the edge of the world. I know what's there. It's black, cold and snow. That's what there. But this one, if the devil took Jesus up on a mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of earth, then the devil probably took him up on this one. The actual name of this mountain is called Mount Meru. Mount Meru at the North Pole. America. Mount Meruka. America. The Americas. Mount Meruka. Got it? They've shown you this so many times. Images. That's the other thing. Why do they show Greenland almost as big as Africa when actually it's the other way around? You know, Africa's massive, not Greenland. But that's what they show us. Also, Antarctica, or as Mum called it, brain tad. It doesn't look like a brain. It Looks like a brain with a cortex. Braintarctica is all fake. It's the edge of the world compressed into a continent. Made up nonsense. Why can't I find the other one? Flat Earth clues. Clues. It's not going to show you it. Dang it. Right, so this is also the game Simple Simon. It's also the Windows logo. It's loads. It's the BMW logo. It's loads of different logos. They show this to us all the time. But apparently, that's the other thing about the North Pole that gets me. Why are the 3 North Poles? You heard me right. There are 3. There's a true North Pole, a magnetic North Pole, and a geographic North Pole. How is that possible? How is that possible to have 3 North Poles? Because I don't want you to know which one's the real one. It'll give the game away. Where was I going after this? Oh yeah. It was the other maps. Flat Earth map clues. Right, so there were quite a few different versions of it. The circular one, what do they call it? The Great Circle map. Let's bring that up first. The Great Circle map. It's used by airplanes and sailors. The Great Circle map. There it is, baby. Ah, yeah, baby. The cable and wireless Great Circle map. It shows the flat Earth. It shows where the continents are. I don't know if there's more continents on the outside. There may be, there may not be. We're not sure. But the main point is, the Great Circle shows the circles that the ships move in. If a ship moves away from you, from Africa, in this direction to the left, it's going to come back from the right. It's not gone round the ball, it's just gone round you. If I run around my block of houses, I start off left, I go up to the top of the block, come back down, and come back on the right. I haven't gone underneath the house, have I? I've just gone around it. And that's exactly what this map shows. It literally shows you how all the planes and boats move around this world. All the cables that connect us, all the undersea cables, it's all there. Undersea cables. There were so many proofs to flat Earth. I suppose one of my favourite has got to be flat Earth. Brazil to Australia. It's got to be one of the greatest proofs that you live on a flat Earth. You see, and there it is. If the Earth was a ball, that would mean Australia, South Africa, and South America, because it's on a ball, would all be at the bottom of the ball. This is the top of the ball, that's the middle of the ball, and this is the bottom of the ball. If this is the case, both America, Africa and Australia would all be close to each other, within 5,000 miles of each other, if we actually lived on a ball, but we don't. Flat Earth debunking. They say that these flights exist, look, these 5,000 mile flights. It's bollocks. They don't exist. It takes 33 hours, 33 father, 33 hours to fly from this side of the Earth to that side of the Earth, or whichever way you want to do it, from Africa or South America. It takes less time with Africa, but more time with this one. 33 hours there, 3-day journey, because you can't fly underneath a ball to Australia. You can't fly underneath a ball to Africa. You have to take flat Earth flight routes, which means coming up through Mexico to America, flying across from Greenland, and then down through France, Spain into Africa. Or the opposite way, going up through Mexico to America, across to Europe, and then round and through the Middle East into Australia. That's the only way it can be done. I really like that map as well. When he first did that, the dome over it, I really liked it. Your eyes are a bit close together, mate. You got dial M for Masons in your hairline. Let's go back again. The flights prove that you cannot be on a globe Earth. The flights prove it. They really do. And this picture here, I've seen it many times before. I think it was Pete Shea that asked me. He said, "Peter, Pete, is that a normal sized man next to a tree? Or is that a giant tree? Because there's little trees over here, Peter. That's a giant tree and that man there is a fucking giant, Peter. Could you explain it to me?" I couldn't explain it. It could be perspective. Drawn a big man and a big tree because they're closer to him by perspective. Or he literally has drawn a giant Enoch crawling out of the earth into the heavens. Enoch allegedly was the only one that walked with God, right? Apart from Adam and Noah. He was the only one that walked with God. And he was shown by the angels what the heavens looked like. Wheels. He explained it as wheels turning in the sky. That explains the moon being a wheel, a wagon wheel turning clockwise. The rabbit goes round, and that's what that shows on like rails. I've got no idea. They skipped this book from the Bible. The Bible we know, King James Version, has got 66 books. 66 books. The original had 88. That means there's 22 books missing from the Bible. Why did you miss those books out? Because this one explains heaven to you, and it explains giants to you. Some people say it's blasphemy and it's heretic and all this. I told you, the resonance frequency of truth, God's word, it's self-evident. When I realised and I said the world's not spinning, that was God's truth. That was God's word speaking through me. For the first time in my life, I realised that the world was flat. I'm not spinning. That's God's truth. When you understand it and know it's the truth, that's God's truth. To tell me that the whole of the book, the Bible, is God's truth, I can't accept it. I'm sorry, it was written by Masons. There are things in it that I totally disagree with. My Heavenly Father did not say, take little virgin girls for yourself. Psychopaths that have added to God's word. When the Bible states, any woe to anyone who adds to God's word, it's talking about liars. The book is talking about liars. It's not talking about the book itself. It's talking about liars adding to God's word, the truth. And that's what they did in the Bible. They added their own stuff in there. I don't care what anyone says. God doesn't make remarks about gold and onyx and precious stones. Why? Why would he? At the start of the Bible, why would he talk about gold, inanimate minerals and precious stone? They're not even precious. Why would God say the precious? They're just stones, right, Father? They're just stones. Jewelers consider diamonds and rubies to be precious. Not me. They do. So why would God talk about these in the first Genesis 1? Why would he talk about these things? So jeweler speaking. I need the Bible, or I needed it at the start for pointing me towards God, making me understand the sayings and the quotes that are in that book. Lots of them resonate with me. They really do. The truth resonates, and it kind of it pushes God further away from you, not knowing the truth, because he doesn't like liars. He doesn't like lies, let alone, you know, all of the people that promote this book i.e. the church, the popes. They're all controlled. The Bible is copyrighted to English Crown. The most repugnant country to spread itself across the world is England. Up until 100 years ago, we owned 75% of the earth. India, Jamaica, Tokyo. Is it Tokyo? Whatever it is. Not Tokyo. Hong Kong. We owned so many... What do they call them? The Falkland Islands. The Falkland Islands, you know what I mean? I thought about it. Why would England go to war over the Falklands? It's 1 million miles away from England, that's for sure. Map. England is so far away from South America, it's unreal. How does England own the rights to an island which is closer to Argentina than it is England? Surely that's Argentina's island. The sovereignty belongs to them, not England. But we went to war over this island. A load of sheep. There was 1,000 sheep there or something. 1,000 sheep. And England went to war, killed a load of people. That's what I'm looking for. You see, the closest inhabited island to the South Pole is the Falkland Islands. Right there. The next island to, it's one of these two, is Deception. That's what they call it, Deception Island, right? Why would you call it Deception Island? Deception Island. Antarctica. It exists. It's a real place. It's just off the edge of Argentina, and that's what it looks like. Oh, it's Port Foster. Deception Island. Right next to Antarctica it is, and the next inhabited island next to that is the Falklands, which is why they went in after Hitler. Hitler still has a piece of Antarctica. Antarctica map, and it's called Neuschwabenland, and it's at the top right there. Can't see it. Maudland, Enderbyland, Ross Sea, the Ross Ice Shelf, Wilkesland. No, where is Neuschwabenland? South Africa, Enderby Kempland. It's not showing it. I know it's there. It is. Neumayer, Germany. See, why have all these countries got bases in Antarctica? I know it doesn't look like this. This is right around us. They divided up Antarctica between themselves. They fight over all the land. They have inland fights, inland. Ukraine versus Russia and America versus Syria or whatever. They have all these fights inland, but when it comes to the edge of the world, they're all best mates. They're all best mates when it comes to the edge of the world, especially Neuschwabenland, which is not showing. I can't find it. Neuschwabenland. It's not there. New Swaziland. That's what it means, isn't it? Right? Swaziland. I don't know what they call it. But Hitler was the first one there with his submarines, and they all set up bases. And well, as far as I'm concerned, they divided up the edge of the world to themselves, and now they protect those edges, because if anyone gets there and takes a picture of it, the whole game's over, right? It is. If someone took a picture of the edge of the world, it's game over. If someone got to the North Pole and filmed the Black Rock and what rivers flowing inwards into the ground, etc., that would also spoil their globe earth party lie what we're living in, you know. But there you go. Hitler and the boys were first there. England went to war over an island with 1,000 sheep on it because it's the closest inhabitable island to the edge of the world here on the Larsen Ice Shelf. The Falklands and Deception Island is just off the map here somewhere. There. There's the tip of Argentina. There's Deception and there's the Falklands. So they want all this land around the edge of the earth. Take it. The only way someone's going to get to the edge is from these regions. Argentina, Falklands. Even that, though, there is still what? I don't know. It's a ridiculous number of miles. 800 miles by sea. They know that you don't have the machines to get there. Drones can't fly that far. But if someone did have a long-distance drone and got to Antarctica and sent that drone inwards... you wouldn't, well, it's outwards. This doesn't exist. It's a ring of ice around us. And the minute a drone got there, I don't know how long it'd like. Again, heat and cold. Would the drone work? It'd just be like their planes and stuff. God created natural barriers at the South Pole that stop men from travelling through it. I.e., it's so cold, minus 220 degrees, as cold as space, that doesn't exist, that all the fuels and liquids freeze, all the engines and parts freeze. And not only that, you're flying in darkness into unknown territory. It must be dangerous as. Because sunlight only goes so far. And when sunlight stops, it becomes cold. And if there's water present, it becomes ice and snow. Simple as. Let's go back. Giants, did they exist? I've got no idea. The Bible talks about them. There's a lot of truth out there, folks. But it would be up to you to do your own research on these subjects. Understand how light and dark works on a flat earth compared to your stupid CGI ball. Look at the state of this. I can't believe people think these are real. Look, it's a real picture. No, it's not. Firstly, right, the further away you get from Earth, everything has to become white. Why? Because everything's made of air. Everything would be white. It wouldn't just be the clouds. Everything would look white. It just looked like a snowball. It looked like the moon. You wouldn't see all this blue and that because air is blocking the camera's vision to it. Just like I can't look from England to America because of the air between us. The earth is flat, but there are two parameters that stop me from seeing America. A, the air and rain and fog and smog all stop me from seeing that far. But more importantly is there is no camera or telescope in the world that can see 3,000 miles. There isn't the P900 can only see about 100 miles at best. And that's passed down tech. They say that NASA's got 35 times zoom. Well, that's only a little bit better than the P1000. So the what? P1000 can see 100 miles. They can see 150 miles, maybe 200 tops, with the best focus, the best lenses that money can buy. That's how ships fire bombs and hit each other, because there's no curvature. You have to have line of sight. That's how a microwave works. A microwave signal. You have to have line of sight to the target or to the next tower to project the signal further. Time is it? It's 11 o'clock. Quite 20 past 11, is it really? I've been going 2 hours and a half. That'll do. 2.5 hours of flat earth. For all of you that say I don't change subject, there you go. I've just changed subject. All right, I still mixed in a little bit of flip-flops, but it goes hand in hand that you've been lied to, that Stanley Kubrick filmed the moon landings. Neil Armstrong faked the moon landings. And they've all got the wrong skeletons and the wrong gates. Just remember, boys and girls, God loves you. He truly does. He wants you to know that you're living in a lie and that you were born in an inside out, upside down, back to front. Tipsy, topsy, turvy, will. Thank you. That dog knows I'm going. Like, it knows my end sentence. Tipsy, topsy, turvy, will. Thank you very, very much for watching. Good night, Juice, my love. Sweet dreams, my darling. Good night, Luke. We will see you all tomorrow. I'll try not to fall asleep. Good night, sweet dreams. God bless. Goodbye.